Sigma mindset, how to stop caring, what people think and win at life. Listen closely. Every single day, you're being controlled, not by chains, not by force, but by something far more insidious, the fear of what others think. You dress for them, you speak for them, you breathe for their approval, and they don't even care. Here's the truth Machiavelli understood 5 centuries ago. The masses are fickle, their opinions shift like sand. Today's hero is tomorrow's villain. Today's genius is tomorrow's fool. So why are you building your empire on quicksand? The Sigma doesn't ask permission. He doesn't seek validation. He operates in a different frequency, one where power, purpose, and precision replace the desperate need to be liked. You want to win? Stop performing for an audience that will forget you the moment you leave the stage. Drop "I choose power over approval" in the comments if you're ready to break free. The game has rules, but those rules weren't written for winners. They were written to keep you compliant. Let's rewrite them. Part 1. The manipulation matrix. You think you're free, but you're not. Every decision you make, what you wear, what you say, how you react, it's all filtered through one poisonous question. What will they think? That's not freedom. That's slavery with better marketing. Machiavelli saw it clearly. The prince who needs to be loved will always be at the mercy of others. The prince who commands respect, he bends reality to his will. Look around you. The people you're trying to impress are themselves desperately seeking approval. It's a pyramid of weakness, each level propping up the one above, all of them terrified of collapse. You're not just playing a rigged game, you're playing a game where everyone loses except those who refuse to play. Dark psychology teaches us something crucial. People don't respect what they can control. They respect what they cannot predict, cannot manipulate, cannot break. When you stop caring what people think, you become uncontrollable. And the uncontrollable are feared. The feared are respected. The respected accumulate power. This isn't about being cruel. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding that your mental energy is currency, and you've been spending it on people who wouldn't spend a dime on you. The Sigma knows this instinctively. He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't justify his choices. He doesn't seek consensus. He decides. He acts. He moves forward while others are still debating in the comments section of their own lives. Type "mental sovereignty" in the comments if you're done being controlled. Your reputation, it's a ghost. It doesn't exist in any tangible form. It lives only in the distorted mirrors of other people's perceptions. And you're going to let a ghost run your life. Let's kill it together. Part 2. The power of detachment. Here's what nobody tells you about power. It doesn't come from what you gain. It comes from what you're willing to lose. The moment you stop fearing loss, you become dangerous. Not to others, to the system designed to keep you small. Machiavelli wrote that it's better to be feared than loved because love is fickle, but fear is constant. But there's a deeper layer here. The truly powerful don't even need to be feared. They operate beyond the emotional spectrum entirely. They're detached. Detachment isn't cold indifference. It's strategic disengagement from outcomes you cannot control. It's the ability to make moves without emotional contamination. It's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers with their feelings. Think about it. When you care what people think, you give them a remote control to your emotions. They press a button, you react. They criticize, you crumble. They praise, you puff up like a peacock. You're not a man. You're a puppet dancing on strings you can't even see. The Sigma cuts those strings with a blade called indifference. Not indifference to purpose, not indifference to excellence, but indifference to the noise, the chatter, the endless stream of opinions from people who aren't even in the arena. Dark psychology reveals something fascinating. People will test you constantly. They'll push boundaries, question your decisions, mock your ambition. Why? Because your independence threatens their collective delusion that everyone must think alike, act alike, bow to the same mediocre standards. When you stop reacting, they lose their power. When you stop defending yourself, there's nothing to attack. When you stop seeking their validation, they're forced to reckon with their own emptiness. This is the Machiavellian mindset in its purest form. Strategic emotional detachment for maximum effectiveness. You want to build an empire? You can't do it while constantly checking if people approve of each brick you lay. You can't reach the summit while looking back for applause. Comment, "I am untouchable," if you're ready to embrace detachment. The greatest leaders in history shared one trait. They made decisions that were unpopular in the moment, but legendary in hindsight. They didn't govern by poll numbers, they governed by principle and power. You have that same choice right now. Stay attached to opinions or detach and dominate. Part 3. The illusion of judgment. Let me destroy a myth that's been crippling you. You think people are watching you, judging every move, cataloging every mistake. You think there's this tribunal of human consciousness focused on your life, waiting to condemn you. It's a delusion, a profitable one for those who sell you insecurity, but a delusion nonetheless. Here's the reality. People are too obsessed with themselves to genuinely care about you. That person you think is judging your clothes, they're worried about their own appearance. That colleague who you think is scrutinizing your work, they're terrified someone's scrutinizing theirs. Everyone's trapped in their own mental prison, yet you're giving them free rent in yours. Machiavelli understood human nature better than almost anyone in history. He knew that people are primarily concerned with their own survival, their own status, their own comfort. Their opinions of you are fleeting, superficial, and ultimately irrelevant to your trajectory. Dark psychology takes this further. It reveals that judgment itself is a projection. When someone criticizes you, they're often revealing their own insecurities, their own limitations, their own fears. The man who calls you arrogant, he's afraid of his own ambition. The person who says you're cold, they're drowning in their own neediness. Their words are confessions dressed up as criticisms. The Sigma sees through this immediately. He recognizes that most judgment is noise generated by people who aren't even playing the same game. They're spectators throwing popcorn from the cheap seats, critiquing a performance they lack the courage to attempt. And you're going to let spectators dictate your strategy. Here's the Machiavellian move. Use their judgment as data, not direction. If someone criticizes you, extract any useful information, then discard the emotional payload. Most criticism contains zero value. It's just someone's internal dialogue accidentally spoken out loud. The moment you realize that judgment is an illusion, a collective hallucination we've all agreed to participate in, you become free, not reckless, not arrogant, free. Free to build, free to fail, free to iterate, free to become the version of yourself that wins, not the version that gets polite nods from people going nowhere. Masculine stoicism teaches us to distinguish between what's in our control and what's not. Other people's thoughts, not in your control. Your response to those thoughts, completely in your control. Type, "Judgment is powerless" in the comments if you're breaking free from the illusion. Every moment you spend worried about judgment is a moment stolen from building something that actually matters. Every mental cycle wasted on "what will they think" is energy that could have gone into "what will I create." The choice is simple, but not easy. You can live for their approval and die with their indifference, or you can live for your purpose and die legendary. The tribunal was never real. Walk out of the courtroom. Part 4. The architecture of influence. Now that you've stopped caring what they think, let's talk about making them care what you think. This is where Machiavelli separates from common philosophy. He doesn't just tell you to ignore the crowd. He teaches you to lead it, to shape it, to bend it to your vision without them even realizing they've been bent. Power isn't just about independence, it's about influence. And influence requires a specific architecture, a deliberate structure that most people never build because they're too busy seeking approval to command it. Listen carefully. The Sigma doesn't broadcast his intentions. He doesn't announce his plans. He doesn't seek permission or consensus. Why? Because the moment you reveal your strategy, you invite interference. You invite sabotage. You invite 1,000 voices telling you why it won't work, why you should reconsider, why you should play it safe. Machiavelli wrote, Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. This is the foundation of strategic influence. Control the perception, protect the reality. Dark psychology calls this information asymmetry. You know more than they do. You see further than they can. You operate with a map while they stumble through fog, and you maintain that advantage by staying silent about what truly matters. Talk less, observe more, let them reveal themselves while you remain a mystery. Mysterious people accumulate power because humans fear what they don't understand and respect what they cannot easily categorize. When you're predictable, you're controllable. When you're an enigma, you're untouchable. But here's the sophisticated part. You're not mysterious for mystery's sake. You're strategically selective about what you reveal and to whom. You give people enough to keep them engaged, but never enough to predict your next move. This is masculine stoicism in action, maximum impact with minimum disclosure. The Stoics understood that words are cheap, actions are currency, and silence is often the most powerful statement of all. Now, let's talk about the law of scarcity. When you stop being available to everyone, you become valuable to someone. When you stop responding to every message, attending every event, engaging with every opinion, people start to wonder. And that wonder transforms into respect. The masses worship availability in theory, but respect scarcity in practice. Look at any figure you genuinely respect. They're not accessible to everyone. They've built walls, created boundaries, established criteria for their time and attention. Comment: scarcity creates value if you understand this principle. You're not being rude, you're being strategic. You're not being antisocial, you're being selective. There's a profound difference between isolation and intentional distance. The Machiavellian leader understands that influence requires controlled access. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not every conversation deserves your participation. Not every opinion deserves your response. Your attention is the most valuable resource you possess. Spending it on people who don't appreciate it, don't reciprocate it, and wouldn't invest in you is financial bankruptcy of the soul. Build the architecture. Create the systems. Establish the boundaries. Let your absence create more impact than your presence ever could. When you stop chasing influence, you start attracting it. When you stop performing for approval, people start seeking your acknowledgement. The power dynamic inverts completely. This isn't manipulation. This is mastery. This is understanding human psychology at its deepest level and using that understanding to build something that lasts. The weak seek to be chosen. The strong do the choosing. Which one are you? Part 5. The death of your old self. You can't become untouchable while dragging your old self behind you like a corpse. That version of you that needs validation, kill it. That part of you that apologizes for existing, bury it. That voice that whispers, "What will they think?" every time you're about to make a bold move. Silence it permanently. This isn't motivation, this is elimination, and elimination is painful. Machiavelli wrote extensively about the necessity of ruthlessness, but not the kind you think. Not cruelty toward others, ruthlessness toward your own weakness. The prince who cannot execute his own character flaws will be executed by them. Most men fail not because the world is against them, but because they're at war with themselves. Half of you wants to rise, the other half wants to stay comfortable. Half of you craves freedom, the other half craves approval. You're split down the middle, and a house divided cannot stand. The Sigma has already performed this execution. He's killed the needy version of himself. The version that needed mommy's approval, daddy's validation, society's permission. He performed the psychological assassination required for rebirth. And make no mistake, this is a death. You will grieve. You will feel the loss of that old identity. The people pleaser dies hard because he's been with you since childhood. He kept you safe. He helped you navigate a world that punishes authenticity and rewards conformity. But safety and power are mutually exclusive. You cannot have both. Dark psychology reveals something most people avoid. We're addicted to our own suffering. We're comfortable in our victimhood. We've built entire identities around being misunderstood, underappreciated, overlooked. And when someone offers us the key to the cage, we hesitate. Because leaving the cage means accepting responsibility. It means admitting that we've been complicit in our own imprisonment. It means acknowledging that every day we chose comfort over conquest was a day we betrayed our potential. That's a hard pill. Most people spit it out, but you're still here, which means part of you is ready for the execution. Here's how it works. You identify every behavior pattern rooted in seeking approval. Every time you hold back your truth, every time you dim your light, every time you shrink to make others comfortable, every time you abandon your standards to fit in. You identify these patterns and then you systematically destroy them. Not through motivation or willpower alone, but through conscious decision-making at the moment of temptation. The next time you're about to apologize for something you're not sorry for, don't. The next time you're about to agree with something you disagree with, don't. The next time you're about to hide your success to avoid making someone feel bad, don't. Drop "I execute my weakness" in the comments if you're ready for this transformation. Masculine stoicism teaches us that we must become gardeners of our own character. We pull the weeds of people-pleasing. We prune the branches of approval-seeking. We cultivate the fruits of self-respect, boundaries, and purposeful action. This process isn't comfortable. Growth never is. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly through gentle encouragement. It dissolves completely in the cocoon. Its entire structure breaks down before reconstituting into something that can fly. You're in the cocoon right now. The old you is dissolving. The question is whether you'll allow the process to complete or whether you'll claw your way out prematurely, remaining a caterpillar forever. Machiavelli would tell you that the prince who hesitates at the moment of necessary violence, even violence against his own limiting beliefs, will lose his principality. Hesitation is death. Doubt is defeat. You must become merciless with your own mediocrity. Show no quarter to the voice that tells you to play small. Give no clemency to the part of you that wants to quit when things get hard. The old you dies today, not metaphorically, actually. And from that death, something unstoppable emerges. Part 6. The weaponization of silence. They want you to explain yourself, to justify, to defend, to engage in endless verbal combat where they set the terms and you scramble to meet them. Don't. Silence is the most underutilized weapon in your arsenal, and when wielded correctly, it's more devastating than any argument you could construct. Machiavelli understood that power often resides not in what you say, but in what you refuse to say. The prince who explains is the prince who doubts his own authority. The leader who justifies is the leader who's already lost. When someone questions your decision, silence. When someone demands you defend your choices, silence. When someone baits you into an argument designed to drain your energy, silence. Not the silence of weakness, not the silence of uncertainty, the silence of absolute certainty that requires no external validation. Dark psychology teaches us that humans are uncomfortable with silence. We're wired to fill the void, to explain the gap, to resolve the tension. When you remain silent, the other person will fill that space themselves. They'll project, they'll assume, they'll reveal far more about themselves than you ever would about yourself. This is strategic intelligence gathering disguised as restraint. Think about every argument you've had where you felt compelled to explain yourself. What did it accomplish? Did they suddenly understand? Did they apologize? Did anything fundamentally change? Or did you just exhaust yourself trying to make someone see what they're determined not to see? The Sigma knows that explanation is often just elaborate begging. Please understand me. Please validate my choices. Please tell me I'm right. It's approval seeking wearing the mask of communication. Real power doesn't explain, it simply is. When you stop justifying your decisions, something shifts in the power dynamic. People begin to respect that you're operating from a different framework entirely. They may not like it, they may not agree with it, but they can't dismiss it because you haven't given them anything to argue against. You've become a wall, and walls don't debate. Masculine stoicism takes this further. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the power of non-reaction. When someone insults you and you remain unmoved, you've won without engaging. When someone criticizes you and you continue forward without acknowledgement, you've demonstrated that their opinion holds no weight in your economy. Type, silence is strength if you're weaponizing your restraint. But here's the sophisticated application: selective silence. You don't become mute. You become strategically communicative. You speak when your words carry weight. You engage when there's actual value to be exchanged. You explain when teaching, not when defending. The difference is intent. Are you speaking to add value or to seek approval? Are you communicating to clarify or to convince someone who's already decided against you? Are you engaging in dialogue or just performing verbal gymnastics for an audience that doesn't matter? Most conversations are traps. Someone throws out bait, a controversial opinion, a subtle dig, a request for explanation, and they're waiting to see if you'll bite. The moment you do, you've entered their frame, their battlefield, their rules. The Machiavellian response is to recognize the trap and simply not participate. Not with anger, not with defensiveness, with absolute indifference that the trap even exists. This drives manipulators insane. Their entire strategy depends on your reaction. When you give them nothing, their manipulation has nowhere to land. It bounces off you like rain off stone. Learn to love the discomfort of silence. Embrace the tension of unanswered accusations. Become comfortable with people misunderstanding you because you refuse to perform the exhausting theater of explanation. Your energy is finite. Every word you speak in defense is energy stolen from building your empire. Every justification is time you'll never recover. Every explanation to someone who doesn't deserve it is a piece of your soul bargained away for temporary peace. And temporary peace is just delayed conflict. The truly powerful understand that silence isn't avoidance. It's boundary enforcement. It's a declaration that not everyone is entitled to your thoughts, your reasoning, your internal world. Some doors stay locked, and that's exactly how it should be. Stop explaining. Start dominating through strategic silence. Part 7. The predator mindset. The world is divided into two categories: predators and prey. And if you're not consciously choosing which one you are, the choice has already been made for you. Your prey. This isn't about being violent or cruel. This is about understanding the fundamental architecture of power dynamics that govern every human interaction. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince for the masses. He wrote it for those who understand that the world operates on power, not fairness. Predators don't ask permission. They take territory. Prey ask if it's okay to exist in a space that should already be theirs. Predators set the frame. Prey accept whatever frame is given to them. Predators move with purpose. Prey react to whatever moves around them. Look at your life right now. Are you setting the agenda or responding to everyone else's? Are you creating the game or playing the game someone else designed? Are you hunting your goals or hoping they'll somehow find you? The uncomfortable truth is that most people are prey pretending to be predators. They talk about ambition while living in perpetual reaction mode. They speak about dominance while checking their phones every 30 seconds to see if someone validated their existence. Dark psychology reveals that prey behavior is rewarded in modern society because prey are easy to control. They're predictable, they're manageable, they're consumers, not creators. They're followers, not leaders. They're resources to be extracted, not forces to be reckoned with. The system needs prey. It doesn't need more predators. But here's what they won't tell you. The predator mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you cultivate through deliberate practice and ruthless self-examination. First, predators operate from abundance, not scarcity. They don't chase, they attract. They don't beg for opportunities, they create them. When you're constantly seeking approval, validation, attention, you're operating from scarcity. You're prey who thinks if you just run fast enough, you'll escape becoming someone's meal. You won't. The predator has already calculated your patterns. He knows where you'll run before you do. Second, predators embrace conflict. Prey avoid it. Think about how you respond when someone challenges you, disrespects you, questions your authority. Do you shrink? Do you immediately seek to restore peace? Do you fold your hand before the cards are even dealt? That's prey behavior, and everyone around you can smell it. The Sigma doesn't seek conflict, but he doesn't avoid it either. He understands that growth lives on the other side of confrontation, that respect is earned through standing firm when it would be easier to bend. That power consolidates in the moments when you refuse to back down from what's rightfully yours. Masculine stoicism teaches us to be like water, adaptable but unstoppable. Water doesn't argue with the rock, it simply erodes it over time. It doesn't avoid obstacles, it flows around them or crashes through them depending on what's required. Comment, "I am the predator" if you're claiming this mindset. Third, predators trust their instincts. Prey overthink everything because they're constantly calculating how to avoid danger. But here's the paradox. By trying to avoid all danger, you guarantee your own irrelevance. The predator makes decisions quickly because he trusts his judgment. He doesn't need 17 opinions before taking action. He doesn't require consensus. He sees the opportunity, calculates the risk, and moves. While prey are still in the planning phase, the predator has already won. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold, but boldness isn't recklessness. It's calculated aggression. It's knowing when to strike and having the courage to do so when others hesitate. Every major opportunity in your life will come with uncertainty. Every significant move will involve risk. If you wait until it's safe, until everyone agrees, until all the conditions are perfect, you'll wait forever. Prey wait, predators strike. Fourth, predators understand isolation is part of power. The lone wolf isn't lonely, he's focused. He's not part of the pack because packs operate on consensus, and consensus is the graveyard of excellence. You will lose people on this journey, friends who can't handle your transformation, family who preferred you weak and manageable, colleagues who feel threatened by your evolution. Let them go. Predators travel light. The moment you adopt this mindset, everything changes. You stop asking if you're allowed to win. You stop seeking permission to claim what's yours. You stop waiting for someone to anoint you as worthy. You simply take the territory that belongs to those who have the courage to hold it. The prey will always outnumber the predators. That's why the predators always eat first. Choose your position carefully. The food chain doesn't care about your intentions.